Let us begin with the democratization. Before I left the United Nations, I published an agenda called Agenda for Democratization. It was the 16th of December 1996, and it was presented at the General Assembly, where I mentioned on this paper, this position paper, what are the reasons why we must do the democratization of international community, the democratization of international relations, and that this democratization begin with the democratization of the United Nations system. So for me, the basic reform of the UN system is the participation of the non-state actors in international institutions, in international forums, by non-state actors, mentioning the NGO, the non-governmental organization, the regional organization, the multinational corporation, the municipality of the countries, the university, political parties, all of them represent the international civil society. I will mention the three main non-state actors: the governmental organization, the regional organization, and the transnational corporation. The non-governmental organization, and today there are more than 20,000, the non-governmental organization can bring to the international community the democratic dimension which we are advocating. NGOs are proving extremely powerful in fighting isolationism, in fighting indifference among both governments and citizens. And how they will participate in the United Nations system is a technical problem. They can be represented according to their specialization. NGO dealing with human rights, NGO dealing with environment. They can be represented according to the region. NGO, African NGO, Latin American NGO, European NGO. This is a technical problem. But what is important, that they must participate in the work of the United Nations. Furthermore, during the last international conference from Rio de Janeiro in 1992, to the conference on human rights in Vienna in 1993, to the conference of social development in 1995, to the conference of women and development in Beijing. There were two conferences, the governmental one and the non-governmental one. So already the non-governmental organizations are participating in the elaboration of the rule of tomorrow. Then among the non-state actors are the regional organization. And as you know, the part of the United Nations have mentioned in Article 52, 53, 54 the presence of regional organization, like the Arab League, the Organization of African Unity, the European Union, the Commonwealth, the Francophonie. We have many regional organizations. And I, as Secretary General, have had two annual meetings of the representative of those regional organizations, and my predecessor continued this tradition, and once a year the United Nations had a meeting with the Secretary General, the Director, the representative of the different regional organizations existing. And the cooperation with the regional organization are very important, because they represent a kind of decentralization. They can cooperate with the United Nations in the field of a peacekeeping cooperation. They have done it in Africa with the Organization of African Unity. They have done it in Yugoslavia with the NATO. In Kosovo, we have many regional organizations dealing with a peacekeeping operation. But you have the optimists, and I come to the optimists. Reform leaders and activists should keep up the mobilization on the pressure for the final objective of building an international democracy. They believe it is possible to create the political will necessary to achieve a real reform of the UN, to achieve global democratic governance within the UN system. They dream, and I dream, about the possibility that a coalition of developing countries along with progressive nations of the developed world might arise to counter the unilateralism of the United States. Further, they believe that the American diplomacy, that the American democracy, who gave birth to President Wilson, the father of the League of Nations, and President Roosevelt, the father of the United Nations, will be able to provide a leader with a transcending vision, with imagination, generosity, and the will to create a new United Nations organization, able to respond to the need of humanity, able to foster a new dialogue between North and South, and to promote the democratization of globalization before globalization destroys democracy.